Can you feel it or not? I'll talk about that in just a second. You know, very often in our Christian walk, we depend a little bit on feeling. I feel close to God. I feel happy. I feel filled with joy. I feel all of these things. But you know what? There are times that you just don't feel it. Sometimes you don't feel much of anything other than the stress of life or the difficulties that you have to face. Maybe you don't feel well physically. Maybe you don't feel well mentally. Sometimes, maybe you just don't feel it. Now, does that mean God is gone somewhere? No. You know, our relationship with people and with businesses and with everything else in our world is not really a condition of feeling. I'm sure there's times that I aggravate my wife, but she's still my wife, even if she feels aggravated at me. If I make a contract with a business and we sign off on it, we may not always feel great toward one another. Maybe profits aren't doing what they need to do, and maybe the company's not doing so well, but we still have an agreement, whether we feel it or not. Sometimes we just don't feel things. And I don't want Christians or anybody seeking Christ to get the notion that once everything is squared away with your soul and God, that everything feels wonderful. There are certainly times that you are taken to the very gates of heaven, it feels like, and you feel these wonderful things. But then there are times when you're just like, oh, Lord, I'm just trying to get through. There's an old song called Rough Side of the Mountain, and it says, I'm coming up, Lord, on the rough side of the mountain. Although these burdens sometimes drag me down, I'm coming up, Lord. You see, if we look in Scripture, we're going to see a lot of people that sometimes deal with a lot of real events that don't always feel so great. Sometimes you just don't feel it. Sometimes you're not in the zone. I bet you know what I'm talking about. But you know what? Christ is always faithful. He never fails, and He is always there. I guess some of the best things we can do is pray, stay in communication with God, talk to our Christian friends, and never take your eye off the prize, no matter how you feel. That's just reality, folks. And I hope you have an understanding of it, or else you might be a fairly fair-weather Christian. Sometimes things get tough, and sometimes you don't feel it. Just keep on keeping on. Be kind to each other. See you next time.